May is Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank our entire AAPI community and pay tribute to the generations of Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders who continue to enrich America's history and are instrumental in its future success. Our relationship with the AAPI community is important in enhancing our community's confidence and trust in our department. Critical in building that relationship and trust is ensuring our diversity within our department, including members of our AAPI community. Over the years, we've seen our AAPI membership in our department grow, and individuals ascend to the highest levels of our department. And while I'm proud of the work that's been done this far, I recognize there is still much more to be done.
I'm Captain Jonathan Tom of the Los Angeles Police Department. I'm the commanding officer of West Los Angeles area and the current president of the Law Enforcement Association of Asian Pacifics, also known as LEAP. In 1978, members of Congress passed a joint resolution marking the first 10 days of May as Asian Pacific American Heritage Week. Over the years, the celebration was expanded to encompass the entire month of May. The month of May was chosen to commemorate the first Asian immigrants from Japan, who arrived in May of 1843, as well as the first immigrants from China, who arrived in May of 1869. While these arrivals were considered to be the first Asians in the country, it should be noted that Asians have been in the United States since at least October of 1587, when Filipinos came to California aboard Spanish trading ships. The Los Angeles Police Department made history in 1913 when it appointed Lung Yep as a special police officer. Officer Yep's appointment was significant because he was the first APIA officer in not only the department, but in the entire continental United States. There have been many APIA milestones to celebrate since then.
The Los Angeles Police Department is committed to continue to build our AAPI representation of both men and women at all ranks and pay grades.
We took a test. I thought that was the end of it. And then everybody, my entire family told me, you're never gonna make it because you're a girl and you're Asian. And of course, 9 months later, I joined the academy. And here I am 22 years later.
My dad traveled here to the States for business. He was familiar with it. When I've had discussion with my parents about the struggles they had when they moved to New York, learning a new language, learning a new culture, getting acclimated to it. I know growing up in the Midwest, it was an issue for my parents because my mom wasn't a fluent English speaker, my dad was.
I am half Samoan and half African American. My mother is full Samoan, so I am a part of the Polynesian community. Knowing that, hey, wow, I see somebody, that's similar to me in uniform on the other side, and seeing how they're interacting with me positively, knowing my background, where I come from, and can relate is a big positive to both the Asian community and the Polynesian community as a whole.
Currently, AAPI personnel make up just over 10% of our sworn ranks and 16% of our civilian professional workforce. We can do better. You have my commitment. We will continue our targeted outreach and recruitment efforts within the AAPI community for the next generation of police officers, with the goal of enhancing and supporting our community engagement efforts. Additionally, in partnership with our Law Enforcement Association of Asian Pacific Employee Organization and under the leadership of Commander Ruby Flores, our Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Officer, we're embarking on an internal employee survey and renewed emphasis on our mentoring efforts in developing the next generation of leadership within the department to identify and prepare AAPI members for advancement. Finally, as we celebrate Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month, we must recognize the continued untenable circumstances of the AAPI community being targeted for instances of hate. Our commitment is to continue to stand united with you and aggressively pursue those responsible and bring them before the criminal justice system.
The Los Angeles Police Department is committed to serving all of our diverse communities, which includes the multitude of Asian Pacific Islander communities within the city of Los Angeles. According to the U.S. Census, there are nearly 500,000 APIA residents in the city of Los Angeles, over 1 million in Los Angeles County, and over 7 million in California. The department nearly matches the composition of the city. The APIA community is made up of men and women from all over the world. Our forebears come from all walks of life and have contributed greatly to this wonderful community and country. During this month, we come together as one to celebrate our accomplishments and contributions.
In closing, the department recognizes the outstanding work, entrepreneurship, innovation, and accomplishments members of the AAPI community have made in Los Angeles and our nation. On behalf of every member of this department, thank you. Happy Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month.